Drum roll. Wow. So nice to be here again and welcome to the channel. It's always an honor and a privilege. Thank you for all the feedback I've been getting. I'm so excited that it's making some kind of impact in your life and I guess in generations to come. So thank you for that. And thank you for subscribing. Thank you for sharing. Wow. Share. Thanks so much. Right. So today, I want to just talk about something on getting to know yourself. You know, we're always so keen on, making moves, aiming high, but sometimes we need to really stop and get to know ourselves in a way to know what are my likes, what are my dislikes, what makes me happy, what makes me tick, what are those sensitive spots that I need to be mindful of, and maybe find a way of dealing with them as we go ahead on achieving our objectives in life. Yes, we must have some kind of objective in life. If you don't know what your objective is, please start thinking about it. What is all this about? Why am I here? What am I supposed to be doing? How am I supposed to do it? Who am I supposed to be impacting? I think it's very important that we start thinking about that. In the process of doing that, we'll get to understand even yourself, get to understand yourself a bit better, get to lean towards your strengths. You know, we're not all good in everything. There's some things that we're very good at, and there's some things that we're not so good at. So what are the things that you are good at? And what are the things you are not good at? So that you can start outsourcing those kind of things and making the better use of what you have, of your time, of your resources, of your opportunities. We need to make the better use of all those things as we go along. There is something I came across which I've been really thinking about it, and one can call it a theory, one can call it a perception. By the way, I'm an architect, and so I'm also in academia. So I try to see things from perspectives and what makes each one of us tick and what makes us do what we say we are doing. What are those underlying factors that motivates us to do what we're doing? And I came across this thing about the mentality, our mindsets. The two of them, one is operating from a place of scarcity mentality, and another is operating from a place of an abundance mentality. This has different ways of impacting on how we respond to the different challenges that we have. A scarcity mentality, as you can imagine, may want to hold back, may want to take more than is necessary, may want to desist from sharing because it's like, no, there's not enough for all of us, But an abundance mentality has this idea of there's more than enough for all of us, There's more than enough to share. There's more than enough to give. And so in that place, these two kinds of mentalities actually affect or impact how you go about or how you would respond to the different issues that you have. So I came across this passage in Exodus 16 where it talks about manna and the kale. And there was some instruction, it's quite an interesting passage. There was an instruction God had given, and he said, I'll provide you with manna, because I've heard all your grumbling. You know how we like to grumble. Oh, I don't have enough. Oh, I wish I had more. I want, then what we have, we will forget to thank God that we have it, right? And we keep on wishing we had more. Right. So these guys grumbled and grumbled in the Old Testament. They even said, you should have left us in our slavery. At least we got three square meals a day. Now we're here in the desert. Opportunities, can you imagine? Opportunities were there for them, but they didn't see the opportunities. They just saw the lack of 3 square meal a day. Right? So in that wise, they grumbled and grumbled to their leader. No, we should have left us. We should go back. And then their leader went and said, God, see these people that you have given me. They are complaining. They are grumbling. They don't have food. So God said, don't worry. I will give you food every day. Every day I will provide for you. But there's an instruction. The instruction is this. take only what you need for today, right? Take only what you need for today, because tomorrow I will give you a fresh supply. However, on Saturday, the day before the Sabbath, is it Saturday or Friday? Whatever. The day before the Sabbath, take a portion for 2 days, because on the Sabbath, you wouldn't have a supply. That was a simple instruction. Simple instruction. Some of us, our ears are so blocked, we can't hear the instruction. Even when we're writing exams, sometimes we can't even read the instruction. Which answer is wrong? You now go and mark the right answer. They asked you for the wrong answer, but you mark the... You know, so sometimes we need to read the instructions carefully. And the instruction in this case was, take the quantity you need each day. I will give you bread in the morning and kale in the evening. Kale is like a little bird. Yeah. So it's meat in the evening, bread in the morning. And then on the day before the Sabbath, take portion for 2 days. You will just come out and you will see it and you must take it. That was the instruction. But as the people were stiff-necked, they don't understand the instruction. They now went, saw the kale, like, what is this one? Hey, so much? Because it was just plenty. God just provided. And then they went and took what they needed for the day. And then others took more than they needed for the day. That let's just keep, just in case, insurance. Just in case I don't get any for tomorrow, let me just keep double portion. But that was not the instruction. So those people were acting from a scarcity mentality, that there will not be enough. So just in case, let me take more than I need for today, so that tomorrow, in case it doesn't come again, I will have enough. Guess what happened? The thing now started smelling. The one they were storing for tomorrow started smelling, had maggots in it. It was horrible. They eventually had to throw it away, right? And then the following day, there was more for the day's portion. Come the day before the Sabbath, it says, the day before the Sabbath, this is the instruction, take 2 portions, because on the day of the Sabbath, I'm not going to supply you. Guess what happened? Some did not take 2 portions, and then come Sabbath, they were in their rooms hungry. Probably their children were now saying, I'm hungry. They were now crying. Stupid people. They did not think to follow the instruction. They are coming from, I don't even know that is an abundance mentality, a stupidity mentality, because they did not follow the instruction. So there is all these things that impacts on how we respond to different issues. Even when we are supposed to lend a hand, it's like, no, I'm just going to lend a hand for the one that will benefit me, right? I'm only going to lend it if it benefits me. But if it doesn't benefit me, I'm not even going to go there. Why should I share my knowledge? If I share it, I wonder if you share the knowledge, will the knowledge decrease? I don't know. I don't think so. It will actually increase, right? Because the more you give, the more you will receive. You will even have like-minded people talking to you about the issues, sharpening your knowledge, improving it day by day. Unlike the person who sits on it, we just sit on it and it will be there. It's not going to improve. It's not going to grow. It'll just be there. Actually, to be useless. And if we're to think about it in terms of the talent, that knowledge can even be taken away. So getting to know yourself from that part of self-awareness, what actually drives me? Is it that abundance mentality, right? Where, I have so much, I can give, I can do as I wish, even though there has to be a balance, right? Or is it that you're coming from a scarcity mentality? I think check yourself and see what is really driving me, and maybe reflect on the last 5 years of your life. How have you positioned yourself? How have you acted wisely or foolishly? When it says take 2, you now said, no, no, I'm not going to take 2. But the instruction said take 2. You now said, no, I'm not going to take 2. That's stupidity or silliness, or even laziness, right? So we need to think about this, find out about ourselves, what motivates us to do what we do, and then how can we now use this or use these qualities that we know about ourselves to improve our environment, make an impact in our generation, and then, aim for higher goals that you yourself would not have imagined that you can reach for. Dig more into getting to know yourself. What are you really all about? What would you do for free? And what would you do even when you are sleeping? They just wake you up and you're running with it because it is you. That is what you are about. Right. Thanks for stopping by once again. And if this has blessed you, please share with others. If you want to read more about the manna and the kale, it's in the Holy Bible in Exodus 16. Yeah, be blessed. Have a good day. Ciao.